What's good, family? It's another Wednesday, and we are
Yeah.
closer to your birthday.
Yeah. 1 week. The perfect
1 week.
day. 10, 10. Only thing didn't happen. I wasn't born in 1910. How you doing?
Yes, I'm not too bad. It's been a little crazy with school and work. School being with my kids, a lot of activities, and trying to juggle a lot of stuff at work. So it's been
Life.
kind of crazy. Yeah, life is lifing. Straight up. Life is lifing right
It
now.
is. It
What
is.
about you?
And
I saw you on the gram all up in the
you know,
Texans.
you saw that. You saw that
Baby.
victory in the build, man. You know what? This is the second season I've had season tickets. And I didn't even realize until my best friend that goes to the games with me said it. This is the first time that we walked out of the stadium to a win. I was like, "Dang, I just been throwing my money away, huh?" But I had a
Well,
great time.
good
Had
job.
the Steelers fans leaving out with long faces. Even had some of them switching sides. They was all in the team shop trying to buy stuff. So, oh yeah, there he is right there in the comment. My boy Sam. Hey, every Sunday home Texas game, we in the building having a good time. We love what
Oh
we
yeah.
seeing. I just didn't make that indie game, but I'll make it the next time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I have actually gone to one here. This was pre-kids. So
Mm.
no, I'll take that back. We went to one with some friends the when they and we had some really good tickets. But these
Mm.
tickets, baby,
Oh yeah. So when you want to go
too
see,
much for
you
me.
want to go see your team, you're gonna pay that price. And then when the
Oh
home
yeah.
team is finally winning, finally got some buzz going, you're gonna have to pay that little premium on it.
I know. I know. I'm like, oh goodness.
So and I know
Um
y'all probably see me, probably like, what is he doing up there with them shades on? And hey,
I was getting ready to get to it. Please, y'all, put a thumbs up in the chat if you are feeling Freeze background, his
oh yeah,
shades. Come on, let's show him some
little
love.
something, little something. Appreciate it. So it's prime time. I coach Prime is out there doing this thing. He took an L, but hey, it's still very competitive. He's still doing what nobody expects him to do. So guess what? Prime shades. And no, coach, I ain't taking them off. I got manners. I know everything. I don't have to take my shades off when I'm talking to grown folks. Because guess what?
Okay,
I'm a grown
it's prime
folk.
time.
But these are actually prescriptions. This is not a fashion statement, nothing like that. But you know what I do want to
Mm,
bring awareness to? Because
what's
everybody's
that?
talking about Coach Prime and the buzz that he had. He came out, he was winning, then he started
Mhm.
losing. Guess
Yeah.
what else we got?
What?
We have four other black head coaches in college, and they're undefeated.
Defeated.
Major
Very
colleges.
good. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Super excited. If you're new here, welcome to the Sweet Life Podcast. Every other week, we Free and I sit down and we talk about relationship stuff. And this week we are definitely digging into something that will hit home to a lot of females. And of course,
Mm,
we're going to get Free's perspective, a male side, uh, on this topic at hand. If you guys have not seen Ebony K Williams' video, don't worry. We're going to show it to you later on in the show. Also, make sure you stay tuned because towards the end of the show, Free is going to give you some free game. So, for all you ladies and also fellas, make sure you stay so you can hear what free game he is going to give us tonight.
Got one for you.
Definitely. And tell us where you are watching from. If you are at home, if you're in Houston, if you are in my hometown, Evansville, Indiana, Eville, stand up. Wherever you are watching from, let us know in the comments section. Let us know how you are doing. And as always, it is time for a toast. Tonight's toast, degrees.
Ooh, degrees. Not the ones on the thermostat either.
We're going to talk about what the degrees we're talking about too. What you sipping on tonight?
Tonight, I have some Dr. Pepper and Crown Apple.
Oh, we done got fancy with the apple. Okay.
Yeah, I like all of their flavors. They pretty good.
Okay, let's see who we have in the building. Okay. Simply Free Little Talk Show. Hi.
So you want to know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Guess what? Her name is Free too.
Really?
That's her name. Her name is
Free. Come
Free.
on up
What's
in
going
here.
on, Free? How you doing down there in Galveston? Appreciate you checking us out.
Okay. Alicia, I'm gonna have to work on my wording then. She said, I struggle to vote no simply based off of the wording of the question. Pursue no. Pursue consistent personal growth and improvement to the MRS degree. Yes. So, ladies and gents, if what she is referring to is on the on my Instagram, I put a poll up, as well as if you are in YouTube, there is a poll as well that we're taking, asking the question, should women pursue the MRS degree? And if you don't know what the MRS or the Miss degree is, we are definitely going to speak about it later on in the show. But Alicia, I'm gonna have to work on my wording. We gonna get it right, baby. Okay.
So Lessa, guess what though? So I gotta give a little bit of transparency. I'm gonna give you the truth.
Okay, that's what we here for, Free.
Along with the free game. So the message you just read, and this is a relationship podcast, right? This is just to show my transparency. That is my ex-wife.
Okay. Come on with it.
Y'all, it don't have to be ugly. It don't have to be messy. Hey, cool people. Just didn't work. So, hey, no shame in the game. Keep moving.
Hey, we welcome. And I'm excited and happy that you are both able to show examples to others that it does not have to end ugly. So
hey, we
share a y'all for that. That's very mature, because some of these videos I've been seeing ain't been so nice.
Yeah, I mean, we share a beautiful 11-year-old daughter together. Hey, why make it ugly?
I know. Okay. Simply Free is watching from Galveston. All right.
Oh man, did you see that one?
Monster Cameron, get the likes up. I have missed you, friend. Where have you been? I hope all is well with you.
But did you see where's he tuning in from?
He says
from the
shout
Philippines.
Out from the Philippines.
So we went global on them, Lessa.
Done went global. I'm happy for him. You're gonna have to share some photos, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. Hey, Sam Newton, Houston, baby. Man, everybody, I'm loving it. Free is my homie now. I love it. Oh, come on, Shamika. She said the cousin brother.
That's my cousin sister. Ride or die.
Amazing. Hey, Sam said he is the globe, bro. All right, my
Passport, bro.
friend. Okay, y'all. Now, y'all know at the top of the show, we always like to talk about some worldly topics. Are they really worldly though?
Mm,
Um,
it's really
but
happening.
they really happening. Y'all, it's kind of sad. Another one done bit the dust. This time, a 21-year-old from NYC, I
Mm,
believe, has been sentenced to 1 year in Dubai prison.
mm.
Now, if you remember, Free, there was another black woman, and I believe she's from the Houston area, that
Mhm,
is looking to serve time in Dubai as well. The story behind this, and there's still I I didn't read a whole lot on it, so I don't know much, but she was in Istanbul,
mm.
and apparently she was in Istanbul getting some plastic surgery done.
Uh-oh.
She had to make a stop in Dubai. And during the stop, she has this, I guess, probably like waist trainer
Mm,
type contraption. And they asked her to take it off so she could go through security. And she's like, I can't, I have to have it on, for medical
mm,
reasons. So they're like, okay, well, we'll take you in this back room and we'll have you go ahead and take it off. So she proceeds to go to the back of the room. They take off, and according to her mother, they're taking off the waist trainer or whatever the device is, and they're being rough and it's hurting her. So she's
mm,
complaining. She's like, "Oh, this hurts, y'all hurting me." And according to the mother, the people that were searching her and took it off were laughing. And mind you, these are female security guards. So there were no men, these were
mm,
females. And she asked them, could they help her put it back on, because I guess it was difficult to get put on. They laughed and left. So she
mm,
well, didn't leave, but laughed at her. So she called her friend to into the room to come help her because she's in a lot of pain. She's very emotional. And according to the mother, she brushed them, pushed them with her hand to the
mm,
side to say, get out of the way so my friend can help me put on my waist trainer.
mm,
And I believe one of the security officers that she pushed was very upset and pressed charges. And
mm.
now she is going to serve, or could possibly serve, 1 year jail time in Dubai. I don't even know what jail is like in Dubai, but I don't know.
I can tell
Free,
you one
what are your
thing.
thoughts on this?
I can tell you one thing. That jail in Dubai is way out in the desert, like by itself. Um,
Um,
man, my thoughts on that. You know what? I got to ride with Dubai.
mm,
When in Rome, do as Romans do. You can't come to my house and do what you want to do. If you come in my house and my rule is take your shoes off, you got to take your shoes off or you can leave, right? You know, when you go over to foreign countries, their rules are different. When you go over
yeah.
there, you already know how people look at America. So there, you already got a strike against you.
Mm,
So going over there, exercising that type of right, going over there, doing what you're going to do, it's not going to end well for you. You have to understand the customs in the places that you go. There's a book
yeah.
out there. Anybody that travels have at least heard about it. Kiss,
Mm,
bow, or shake hands. You got to know what you're doing when you go to these places. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's very unfortunate. I will say that. But, I mean, hey, the rules are the rules, and you knew what the rules were. Gotta go.
Big Trillo, What's up? If one can go to jail for yelling, surely one can go for touching.
Yeah, I mean,
Wholeheartedly believe.
I
Wholeheartedly
remember
believe.
years ago when I was young, a kid from I think from Houston, I think I told the story. He went to Singapore and he spit his gum out. They caned
Mhm,
him. America was all in
mhm.
an uproar. Singapore's a beautiful place. That's their rule. We don't litter, we don't spit on the ground, you don't throw trash, you don't throw gum. And you knew what the punishments were. So you're going over there thinking that it's cool. It's really not. I tell you another thing that's kind of similar to this. You have to learn how to do things the right way. These
Mm.
pranks, I've been seeing some of them online, and I'm like, man, they getting out of hand. They going too far. Little Asian dude just got off for shooting a guy in the mall that ran up on him wrong.
Mm.
Everybody's not playing. It's not a game. It's not a prank. You got to respect the rules.
Yeah, and again, you're going into a foreign country. The least you should do is read up on their customs. Read up on how you should carry yourself self.
Absolutely.
I was hoping that maybe she would have learned her lesson. I mean, not learned her lesson, but learned from the young lady from here in Houston who was in trouble. But it sounds like this happened earlier and they're just now
Mm,
sentencing her. But ladies, I know we're making money now and we're doing all this international travel is great, but know where you're going. Know what is acceptable and what's not. Again, here in the Western world where it is we're free. We are allowed to do
mhm.
whatever, we carry on however, and for the most part, there's no repercussions. And that could be a problem. But we uh, in other countries it's not the same.
At
Women
all.
are not held at such, I shouldn't say at a high, but women don't have the same rights as men do in a lot of
It's
countries.
not equal.
It's
Just be
not
blunt
equal
about
at
it. It's
all.
not
And
equal.
so y'all, let's be careful. For real. Like it and really the guys too, because I would hate to see you guys go over there, have all your fun, and then some woman say that this American man did X, Y, and Z. So everybody just be careful. Have your head on a swivel.
All right, we
Continue to
got Bree
travel.
Fox in the building. Shout out to Bree. Hey, that's one of my partners, one of my friends, long time international traveler. So this is not coming from somebody who doesn't travel. Americans, Black Americans have to do better at becoming culturally aware. The entitlement we have with our willful ignorance seems to be out of alignment with our blackness. Right.
Yeah,
Understand where you're going, understand what you can do, what you can't do.
can do.
And I mean, either, I don't know, acquiesce or don't go. Pull that word out for
Mm.
him.
On another note, y'all,
Ooh.
this is foolishness, okay? Foolishness at its best.
Hmm.
And I'm ashamed to call myself a woman looking at this.
Hmm.
I'm not familiar with this rapper, but
What?
apparently he's pretty big for the younger generation. Finesse two times
Two times.
is going to be a daddy two times.
Two times.
He has gotten both of his girlfriends, and I believe at one time he had three at a time, both of his girlfriends pregnant.
Hmm.
So, y'all have got to have more self-worth about yourselves.
Well,
Like, what
hold
is
on.
this? More this is step sister wives?
Absolutely. So we got to hold on now because what's popular now? The poly game is popular. And I think it's a cover up for a lot of people just to do what they want to do or whatnot. But at the same time, hey, maybe they really understand it. I mean, he lives that lifestyle. He living what he rap about. Finesse 2 times. I got 2 of them. I got baby 2 times. Hey, it's
Speaking
cool when they
as
do it. It's the
a
problem when I do it.
speaking as a woman,
Mm,
we are jealous creatures. You
okay.
cannot tell me in no shape, way, or form that these two women
Mm-hmm.
are completely okay with sharing this man and now
Mm,
sharing
mm.
this daddy.
I mean, okay, so if we take that approach, one of them got jealous, he got the other one pregnant too.
This a whole lot. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the
Hey.
comments, what do y'all think? Is it cool? Is it not? Like,
All right, it's
I am all for you
2023. Adjust.
doing your
Ooh.
own thing. I just don't want these younger women growing up thinking that this is the way and this is what looks like happiness. Because I guarantee you, as they get older, they are not going to be happy in this situation.
Ooh,
Because now,
I'm glad you said
with
that.
what if they go to two different schools and they have graduations around the same time? Who graduation he gonna go to?
Mm.
Who birthday he gonna go to?
Hey, he got to plan that out, man. Hey, hey.
Man, that's that's
But
that's
I'm
that's a
glad that you
lot.
made the statement that later on in life these ladies ain't gonna like that because that goes right in line with what Ebony Williams said.
Boss said being happy is cool.
Hey, hey.
You know what? You're right about that. The
So,
problem is that you're not always going to be happy, and I think that's is a huge disconnect with some of the younger
mm,
generation is that they believe that you're supposed to be happy all the time. Life don't
so,
work like that. Not at
listen.
all.
There's a question for you in the comments. We got to hear it now.
Okay.
Say, wait. Why are you ashamed to be a woman?
I'm ashamed to be a woman reading this
Mm.
because I I cannot believe that these women were okay with him impregnating both of them. That
So
we have
okay.
come to a world where it's okay
Mm-hmm.
to not hold yourself accountable
Mm,
because there's a whole lot of accountability issues within that.
mm.
With and the fact, I mean, it it just makes me cringe. I'm a traditional person. I don't get me wrong. I am wholeheartedly a traditional. But looking at this and seeing that this is what my children could see and want this for themselves, I know it's not going to end on a good note. They never do. They never do. It may be cool for the moment, but it never ends on a good note. It never does. And for people to put this out there that this is cool, that
Mhm.
these women are like, "Oh yeah, this is a thing to do. This is what we want." Blah blah blah. But in the end, I guarantee you that's not what they gonna want. That's
Okay,
gonna
so
be a decision for 18 years that they have to live
mm,
with.
mm. So we got. I mean, this is the topic. These are our people. So
Yeah.
I had 2 kids in the same month. Hey, I mean, it
That
depends,
and that
right?
and that's everybody's story. I don't want anybody to get anything wrong. this is how I feel about it. This is
Thank you for
what
that.
I don't want for my daughters.
Mhm. Because you are a
If it
tradition.
works for you, it works for you. If it
Yeah.
don't, it don't. But
That's
I
what this.
know that in the end, it's at least from a woman's perspective. I can't speak for a man, but for a woman's perspective, like that, it was intentional. He
Oh,
intentionally
absolutely.
impregnated them.
Absolutely. So everyone just needs to do what works for them. As long as the people in the relationship are on the same page, that's all that matters. It's no one else's business. But coming right behind that may not be as much fun as some think. I see 2 times the headache. All right. Hey, I like that. Shout out to my guy Gerald.
Hey,
All right. What we got up next, Les?
okay. So we gonna get into the main topic tonight.
Mm.
And this one is really for the ladies. I would love for the men to chime in, but this is primarily for the women. And well, let's cue the video first because I there's a lot to speak to um on this. So y'all, let's check out this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section because we're gonna get into this.
Dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger Black.
Okay, let me start from the beginning, y'all. Y'all need to hear the whole thing.
Reality that needs to be said out loud is that as Black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for Black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger Black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose.
Now, Free, I definitely want your opinion too, and don't let me forget how if you believe you agree with her statement about men see us on a fertility level. But yeah, we on definitely get into that.
Because the number of college-educated Black men is so low when compared to Black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 Black women students for every 1 Black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young Black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of Black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
Now, mind y'all, she has some experience about motherhood late in the game because she is currently on
Harvesting her
fertility
egg.
drugs, IVF, trying to get pregnant. And she's choosing to do this by herself and she's choosing to do this without a husband. And if you follow her or view some of her videos, she speaks a lot about how difficult it is. So she can truly speak on this level. Now, I agree. I agree. The only thing, this is not a new concept. This actually was the first time I heard it was Kevin Samuels.
Mm.
And she is reciprocating what Kevin Samuels said because she can relate now.
Mm.
A lot of women were very upset with her, saying, how can you say that? X, Y, and Z. What if I don't want a marriage? What if I don't, want kids? That's fine. And she said that, wholeheartedly. Her message was to those younger ladies who are heading to college or currently in college that you need to stop and think about, is this what you want? And if so, you need to start pursuing it now along with your degree, because who's to say that you can't do both?
Mm.
Who's to say that you can't pursue a marriage or a long-term relationship, finding a spouse, and get your college degree? You can still do both.
Absolutely.
So what was your initial thought process? And again, let's go back to the comment where she said that men view women more so at looking at their fertility. How true is that? Is she right about that?
Yes, she is. Absolutely. And I'm gonna say on both fronts. We done seen the people having babies later in life or with an older man, and either one, there's some problems. Two, they old. We've seen babies come out looking 15, right? So it all has its own place, right? As with anything, I think you have to do more research. So I watched her Breakfast Club interview and she provided a little more context, right? So she
Mm,
was speaking to the women that desire that life, the women that want
right.
2.5 kids, white picket fence, 3-car garage, wonderful spouse, traveling, doing all of those things, right? That's who she was talking to. Based on just watching her video, my reaction as a man, and I'm pretty sure about 99% of us probably said we agree with her, just purely based on what she said, not going any further and doing any research. So the typical response was like this one: girl, bye. Ew. There were so many things she said I don't agree with. You can't take advice from everyone. So on the Breakfast Club podcast show, she talked to another young lady that had the exact same thought process. But you know
Mhm.
what? By the end of that show, that young lady was like, okay, I see where you're coming from now. I understand what you mean. So the first thing I think for the women is to not take it at face value and delve a little bit deeper into what she was speaking to. So, from a fertility standpoint, absolutely. One of my old, good, favorite movies to go back and watch is Look Who's Talking. First time I ever heard the phrase, your biological clock is ticking. So, not only do you know that fertility is dwindling, us men, we know that as well. So yes, we want someone that is young, wants to have kids, vibrant, because I wholeheartedly believe we pass things down from where we are. And if you get an old person, you don't want to have an old baby. You want a young baby, vibrant, moving around, crawling. When you're younger, that's what happens. I don't know about the old part, but I definitely know about the young part. So, I mean, they keep you young, they keep you, lively. And people want that. When they think family, they think kids, they think happy. And as you get older, if you can't have babies, it's just you and the other person in the big house.
Mm. Now, what about her comment that, you know, women, as you get older, the dating scene definitely changes. And speaking from some of my colleagues and coworkers, they have also indicated that like your work-life balance is different. And what you usually do is you work a lot and then you do hang out. But a lot of times they say they don't have time to date
Mm.
as you get older. Is that true?
I don't
Is it
think so.
harder to date? Like, what are some of the challenges that you face as you get older from a man's perspective?
So from a man's perspective, it's a lot different. As she said in her video, our value seems to go up in the eyes of the social world.
And
Men,
to
we get
expand upon that, the reason why that is because as you get older, you make more money. Men tend to make more money as you get older. And for a lot of women, that if you view your husband as the provider, that increases your value does increase because you're making more money year after year. And so if you are a provider and that's what I'm valuing, then of course your value is going to exponentially increase.
so okay. So check this out. It's not a new concept. There are some
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
I went to school in the hood, right? And a lot of people will have this story across the country. We all had those, I don't know, subset of girls that was a little bit more mature looking. They was fine when all the other girls was flat. And guess who they talked to? Dude, the older dude, selling the drugs, got the car, all that. So let's say 16 and 20, or let's say 16 and 26. Let's put 10 on it. 16 and
Okay.
26, 17 and 27, 18 and 28. So if that pattern continues, when you get further along in your life, women are looking for the value in the men that already have it. So it's not a new concept. This started back in high school. So find your guy early. I know a couple of people that got married in high school and still together. So
Mhm.
we can't say that it's college, So this has been going on before college. But another point that she made while I was watching the Breakfast Club interview was it's not her saying find a man real quick, find a man and hurry up and marry one. That's not what she's saying. What she's saying is as you get older, your pool shrinks, right? While you're young and you're in college, when is the next time you will be able to wake up, get out of the bed, and be surrounded by 5,000 men that are getting a degree?
Mm.
5,000 men from every walk of life, 5,000 men of every race, 5,000 men that have a good mindset to go forward in life. Why? Simply because they're at college. Now, everybody doesn't go through, we know that, but she was saying this is the best environment that you have to choose from. You come from your college of, let's say, 10, 15,000, maybe even 20,000 people, and you move to Houston with 5 million people. Nothing. So she's saying your chances are greater. You're the big fish in a small pond. Pick you one
Mm.
now. They're there because I guarantee you, those guys, they see you not picking them. And when they get older and they get to the point where you want them to be, they don't want you no more.
Wow. Okay. Um, Damon said, "This is cringe to me. The message is um, get knocked up earlier to lock in your depreciation. What a selfish way of looking at men."
Mm,
Well, Damon, you
mm.
necessarily don't have to get locked up right away. I mean, my husband and I waited 5 years before we even remotely thought about having children. And like you said, Free, this concept is not new at all. Our counterparts have been doing this since the beginning of time. They have been taught to go to school, get an education, and go get a man.
So okay, so the first time I heard that concept was this 2024, 23 years ago. I was
Mhm.
getting ready to go to college. And my Aunt Lisa, if people know my Aunt Lisa, she said this. Be careful, baby. They out there looking for a husband. I was on my way
Mhm.
to school. Turn around, I had another cousin, and I think she's in here. She went to, I want to say Stephen F. Austin. Her roommate, she said, "Girl, I'm here to find a husband." She was our counterpart. Guess what she did? Found a husband, dropped out of college, and became a housewife. Now, guess who she found, though?
Hmm.
The CEO of Foot Action's son. Hey, she got and got up out of there. So they do go to school looking for a good man.
Mhm. And I know to some people it might sound cringing, but you have to understand too that marriage, the foundation of marriage was founded upon you needed someone to carry on the torch to give your possessions to.
Mm,
It wasn't about love. It was about who do I want to pass on my possessions, my wealth, my farm, my animals. That is what marriage was founded upon. And it has, with our counterparts, it's just what they continue to base it on. A marriage is a
mm,
business. I need to find someone who can take care of me and my soon to be children and or future children, and I know I'm going to be a housewife. I
mm.
don't see a problem with that if that is what you want in your life. If it's not, bypass, move,
Right.
continue to
And
go
for those,
forward.
and I think,
But her whole message is that she is trying to send a message to the younger generation. And wasn't necessarily for the older generation, it's for the younger generation. Hey, it's a huge if you want to get married, if you want to have kids, if you want that house with the white picket fence, college is the opportune time for you to pursue that. Because as you mentioned, as you get older, the return on investment diminishes greatly for women.
law of diminishing return.
Unfortunately, I don't like it, but I cannot dismiss the facts.
I appreciate your honesty.
It's the truth. I don't like being looked at as someone who is just supposed to be barefoot and pregnant. I don't like that at all.
Ooh.
A lot of people look at women that way. I
So
can't change
Nessa,
their minds. I know who I am. I know what my purpose is. And because I know who I am self aware, I am happy with who I am. I didn't have a problem with that message.
mm,
I knew it wasn't for me. And she made a statement that several people, older women, came to her and was like, "Hey, I wish someone would have told me that when I was that age."
absolutely.
Because now I am your age, 40 plus, and I am having a difficult time dating. I want children, but I can't. And another thing that you also have to remember is IVF is very expensive. Very expensive. And they don't always tell you, but they tell you to go ahead and freeze your eggs now if you want kids. But do they also tell you that a lot of people, the misconception is that those eggs have a expiry date,
And all of them not good.
and all of them are not good. So there's a lot to consider, and that's why I think is we as women, We need to sit down and have those conversations with ourselves about what our future looks like. What do we want? I think we live a lot in the moment right now, and we don't look at what our future is going to be, what we want it to look like.
I got, like,
I don't know.
okay.
Let's get some of these comments because I know we got a lot going on in here.
So I see
Um,
one in particular right here that I'm gonna put up. So it's from Cooking with Courtney. How you doing, Courtney? All right. She says, I didn't go to college looking to find a husband, but I did. I'm glad I
mm,
did because my friends who didn't are still single and are out here struggling to find love. So just with that comment, it speaks to her being where? In the atmosphere. So she could wake up every day and find 5,000 eligible men walking around. She wasn't looking for it, but she was around it, so it was easier to happen.
mm. Bree Fox. Hey, Bree. Okay, I can agree with the ideology of concurrently pursuing career and relationship goals if that is what you desire.
Right. So,
Thank
she
you.
took,
You summed it up very eloquently. That's all her message was. Is it's a huge if. Again, because not everybody wants that.
now I will say in the Breakfast Club interview, she did speak to the strong, independent black woman because she's also one of those. She did
Mhm.
say, hey, I can do what I want to do. I got my own $1.5 million house that I live in. I own all of my cars. She's a TV personality. I mean, I want to have children. I want to have a family. I want to leave my legacy. She's got enough money where she can afford the IVF because she said this. You guys think that there are options out there, and it's a big misconception. You think that there's more men out there than there are. You think you can do what you want to do at a later point in time in your life, and some of those things are just not true. She said, what if somebody wants to have a baby later? They want to freeze their eggs, right? Do you know it's
Mhm.
$15,000 a time for the retrieval?
Yeah.
So she said she had to go twice to get enough eggs, and that was 30 grand. Average person ain't got 30 grand laying, or the average woman ain't got 30 grand laying around to go and freeze those eggs. And she says there's
And
a cost
that's not
to everything.
including the medication that you have to take. That's not including inseminating the eggs. That's not including the visits that you have to make.
That's just
And
harvested and retrieving.
most insurance companies don't
Don't cover it.
cover it. And I know because I have worked with healthcare companies, worked for healthcare companies that specialized in that. And so I know how expensive it is. It's very expensive. Very
Mm.
expensive. It's almost as if it's not meant for us
Ooh, you
because
know
it's
what?
expensive.
You know what? So I gotta post this. All right, let's talk about how she seems to be partial to college educated men. That's a very
Mhm.
small pool, and honestly, a less financially secure demographic amongst blacks. The disregard of our blue collar men is pissing her off, to say the least. So I'll speak to that because she did what blew her up the first time was, I think it was her interview with Iyanla. And she said she ain't
And I
dating the
did
bus
a
driver.
video on that one too.
Said she ain't dating the bus driver. So the blue collar men, she already has diminished her pool, right? So very good point, Bree. But again, she did say if these are the type of men that you want. But as we know, even college educated men don't always get educated women, and college educated women don't always get college educated men. So
Agree.
she
Agree.
narrowed her own field, but for the other women, there's a wider net out there if they don't mind that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And I'm all for blue collar. My family is blue collar. I and of course you know, as we evolve, college seems not to be as advantageous as it used to be. Not to mention,
Mhm.
I don't know the stat, but the majority of billionaires never graduated college.
Nope. Nope.
So
They are self-made.
I
It's
agree with you,
up there
Bree.
like 80 some
She's
percent.
very focused on college educated men. She's, if you watched any of her videos, she's high high upon college education. She has a thought that black men, black women should not settle for mediocrity. Let's take a pause. If you have not hit that like button, or if you have not hit the subscribe button, help free and myself out by doing so. Hopefully, we can share this with other people. I would love to see the likes up as much as possible. If you would like to help sponsor our show so that we can continue to do more shows like this, we also have so many plans that we would like to pursue. You can sponsor us by hitting that Cash App, or in the link, there is a link to Champion. Purchase something from champion.com. And if you can't contribute financially, hit that like button. Share this video with someone who could benefit from this. We always trying to give you free game, and we're also trying to help you improve, elevate, and empower yourself. But back to the comments. That was a small commercial break.
All right, so over here, let's see. Let me pick one. So, Mr. Boss Ross, he says college is just the 13th grade, but back to the 10 women to 1 man. You better figure it out early. The odds are not in your favor. So remember, maybe the last show or the show before, I mentioned the stat when I was in school. It shrank because it was 16-1 when I was in school. Now it's 7-1. The number has fallen, but it's still far outweighing a balance. So, I mean, her take makes sense. To give yourself the best chance, do it in the pool. All of the eligible bachelors are around.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you get older men are looking at younger women, right? Older women are looking at younger men. So we can't say that it just goes one way. We wouldn't have these terms out here, the cougar and all that. We wouldn't have those terms out there. So it's not a one-way street. But if we talk specifically about what she was saying, the woman's value, and she did clarify and say, not your personal value, but your value on the dating market, it does go down. And I can tell you
I can see some people construing that. Yeah.
I can tell you one natural question that men ask themselves to a beautiful single woman near their age. What's wrong with you?
Really?
They're going to ask. So, I mean, have your house in order, because it's not always the men. We know it's not always you. So what is it that you haven't caught, I guess, your snap yet? What is it that hasn't gotten you married? Or why don't you want to get married? Because some women don't.
Yeah. Wade said, a fresh 40 male, and I see the potential in some of these older women. Okay, Wade. I'm married too. I'm not in these streets, but I don't think the value is lost after college age. Okay, Wade.
I like that. And again, I don't think that the value decreases personally, but I'm looking for a lady that's 50. We're not having no baby. I mean, it's just plain and simple. We're not. So that portion eliminates you from the pool. So that value is different from what she brings to this table that I hate, but it's different, right? I mean, we go back and look at pictures of ourselves. We was prettier when we were young. We were more handsome when we were young. We were more in shape when we were young. Be real. Be honest with yourself. And it's not to say that you ugly now or you out of shape now. But back then, hey, every person has a story. Oh, boy, when I was back, boy, I used to be. Hey, it's the truth. So if you think about how you were then, you still got to view these new young people that same way. So hey,
Mm,
just because you got in a relationship or you got married or whatever the case is, ain't nobody get ugly.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my favorite comment so far.
Uh-oh.
Hot girl summer makes long winters. I want to talk about that one. It's
Only
hey,
Ross. Only
we done got
Ross.
our hey, we done got that first rain. Y'all know it's finna get cold. These snow boots and tights finna come out. Hey, long winter.
I mean, we gotta cuddle up to something.
When it's cold outside, girl, who nobody rolling over into that extra cold spot. Hey,
Oh
the truth.
man. Alicia said she was speaking from her own experiences, which sounds like she resented her own choices. That whole clip was her projecting her resentment onto her audience.
Mm, okay. Okay.
I
I like
I
that.
do believe she was speaking wholeheartedly and from experience. So there may
Yeah,
be
I
some
mean,
truth in that,
yeah.
Alicia.
I
It might just
mean, you know
be.
what? She did go on to say on the Breakfast Club, like, yeah, I'm speaking from my truth. Everything
Mm,
that I'm saying, I'm telling y'all because I've done it, and not only because I've done it. She says she's an AKA, and she has sorors around the world. And after that, they called her and said what you said earlier. Yeah, you know what? You're right. So there is a lane for it. There is a
oh yeah.
lane for
Yeah.
people that want the kids in the picket fence. There's a lane for girls that want to have a hot girl summer and a cold winter. There's a lane for all of that. But if you are in the lane that she's talking about, you're going to regret it. It speaks to the moment I said people don't know their core. Because if
Mm,
your core is, I know one day I want to grow up, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to settle down and live this type of life,
yeah.
then the world happens to you. You go outside, you see Megan, you see the hot girl summers, you see all of this stuff, and then your perception changes. Then you go out there, you having your fun, and when that long winter comes and you roll over in that bed, man, it would be nice to roll over to somebody. You got away from your core because that's what you really wanted. But this
Yeah.
was fun. This was now. And I mean, men, I'll say this, men don't want to feel like you were the best of what was left. Because what did you do
Ooh.
from 22 to 40? You was out there doing your thing, having fun.
Hmm.
Then you, oh, I want to settle down now. Oh, nah, player.
We can't
Nah.
settle down. We can't get no second chance.
I'd rather buy a new car than a used one.
Dang.
Or,
Well,
or, or at least a Honda factory authorized one. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you trying to bring me this lemon after Harvey car. No, you can't bring me that. Water still shooting out the back. No.
Bree, I have to admit that stung, but I have to respect that that's how you feel as a man, and I can't tell you how you should feel, but that did sting. But I
Okay.
mean, hey, it's your truth, and I'm sure it's probably a lot of other men's truth.
Fellas in the comments, if you agree, just hit yes. Just type yes one time. And if y'all leave me out here hanging, that's cool too. I highly doubt it's about to happen.
Oh man. Um
Oh, okay. Hey, check that
Damon,
out.
I tell you what, I was
Mm-hmm.
not valued in college or grad school.
Mm.
Where was this energy back in 2003? Damon, we told you in the beginning, this was a concept for our counterparts. I still don't think that the black community has embraced this, let alone practiced it. So I it makes sense why you didn't get all that love back in school. Uh, but it's just something that our community did not share it. Particularly for women, we were all about get your bag. Even the men in the family, get your bag, don't depend on no man. And so that, if that's what we're hearing all of the time, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get that bag, we're gonna go do us, and then we might worry about having a family, having a man. And
And see,
so I think in order for it to work, we have to at least, and again, it's not for everybody, for those who are interested, communicate that. Lessons learned. That's what we're all about here. Free and I are giving you lessons learned, and it may not be for everybody, and that's fine. That's cool. But we want you to have an open mind and hopefully take this information and share it with others, because we want to see our community strive. We want to see our community be the best that it can be. And we can only do so by having these healthy conversations. And shout out to everybody in the comments section. I
yeah, shout out to
appreciate
y'all.
everyone's opinions and how respectful that you all have been. I thank you so very much. And I love these conversations we're having. I know there's so many other things that I want to dive into. It is close to us trying to end the show, and I want to make sure that y'all get this free game. Okay, free, you got it. You got to give it to us.
All right, so free game. Know your core, right?
Ooh.
Know who you are, know what you want, and don't stop until you get it. If you want that family life, live that life. If you don't want that family life, live that life. Nobody's trying to fit you into a box, but just know what you want, know who you are, and go after it without fail. I was looking at a clip, and there were 3 guys in the room. They were all Christian guys. You know, this was kind of a biblical post, but these guys were cool, chilling, relaxed. It might have been 3 pastors just on their downtime. They were talking, and the guy said, man, you know what? When I was looking for a wife, a guy asked me, what do I want in a wife? Everything, listed out. And he said he got the listing, and she got to look like this, she got to talk like this, she got to be shaped like this. In the bedroom, she got to do this. I mean, he was everything. And he said, then a dude looked at him and said, now become the man that person is looking for. The room went silent. So if you are looking for a certain thing, be that way, and it will find you, or you will find it. But if you are out of position, you're going to find the wrong thing. If at your core, you want the family, the dog, the cars, the house, the trips, but you over here having a hot girl summer, you're going to run into hot man summer. So know your core, stick to it. Don't succumb to the world, and you'll be good. Free game.
Y'all heard it here. Thank y'all very much for staying until the end and having this beautiful conversation, this discussion. We can't wait to see y'all again. I am here every Wednesday. Free is also with me every other week. Tell us what you want us to talk about next. There's a lot of stuff we can cover, but let us know what you'd like to have us discuss and bring to the panel. All right, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful week, very productive week. Enjoy your weekend. And if you are off on Columbus, is it Columbus
Indigenous
Day?
Peoples Day.
Indigenous Day? Whatever. Happy Indigenous Day. And y'all, please show Free some love in the comments section. His birthday is next week, so we will miss
10-10.
him for that. Happy early birthday, my
Thank you.
brother, the king that you are. We love you. We thank you for spending time with us. And anything you want to close with?
Man, I thank you for that. I really appreciated my sister. Man, hey, it's been great. I'm loving this. We're getting more people, more interactive. Man, I'm looking to bigger and better things, and let's keep it rolling, y'all.
Love it. All right. We love y'all. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see y'all later.
Till next time.